Welcome people to my new video. Avi or AV Gen X asked me the following question. This is for the even chance with a 1-to-1 ratio. What if you bet on 2 dozens, that's 2-to-1, or 5 double streets with 5-to-1 ratio, with a 5-to-1 ratio, 9 streets which are very popular lately with 3-to-1. Can optimal bankroll and profit targets be calculated? Right, so we go through this step by step. You have a bag of money, 150 euro, and with this bag of money you go to the casino and we try to double the bankroll. The initial starting bet is 10 euro and we martingale the even money outside bet. For example, red. We can bet 10, 20, 40, 80, but the moment we need to bet 160 euro, we cannot place the bet because we have 150 euro. The question is, what's the probability? What's the probability to double your money? And it turns out that it can never be higher than 36.80%. But anyway, the next step was, okay, but what's the winning probability if we have a bankroll of 150 euro to profit 120 euro, 90 euro, 10 euro, 1 unit. But this is for the even money outside bets and for a bankroll of 150 euro. You see, and that's why AV Gen X asked this question. He wants to know, okay, but I want to calculate this for 2 dozens, for 5 double streets, for 9 streets. So with other words, for a more general way to calculate martingale. That's why I've created these 2 general martingale calculators. You can calculate it, just with a calculator or manually, no problem, okay? Here you see the levels or the losses, right? So loss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the bet amount or the bet amounts 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640. And the initial bankroll. With 10 euro initial bankroll, you can afford 1 loss. With 30 euro initial bankroll, you can afford 2 losses, 10 euro and 20 euro. And here with 4 losses, you will lose 150 euro. With 5 losses, you will lose 310. With an initial bankroll of 630 euro, you can afford 6 losses right here. And this is what you will win. And so 10 euro. And because your initial bet is, or your unit is 10 euro. So you will win 10 euro. Here that's the multiplier. So that's, you multiply by 2. This will multiply the bet levels by 2. So 10, 2, 40, 80, 160. And that's your profit target. That's what you want to profit. And maybe you want to profit 50 euro, right? So 50 euro. So then the profit ratio is 5. This divided by 10. So 50 divided by 10 then is 5. Then the profit ratio will be 5. And here at the initial bankroll, now it's 10, but you can change it, So now we will just demonstrate that the martingale works perfectly fine. So we change the initial bankroll to 150 euro, right? And we try to double the bankroll. So our profit target is 150 euro. And we start with 150 euro and we try to profit 150 euro. 150 divided by 10 is 15. So now we try to profit 15 times 10 or 150 euro. And as you can see here, the winning probability of the profit target, of our profit target, here, profit target is 33.92%. And here, remember, it was, in my simulation, it was 34.03%. You see, it's pretty close. Let's change it to 140 euro. So now the winning probability is 36.46%. Here in my simulation, 140, here was 36.47%. So very close. 70 euro. Now the winning probability is 60.38%. Here, in the simulation, 70, so 60.39%. So my Martingale calculator works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly fine. So I change it back to 150. We try to double the bankroll. How do you calculate this? So the first thing what you need to do is you need to calculate the losing probability for one spin, for one individual spin. It's Martingale. We lose with 19 numbers, and there are 37 roulette numbers. So 19 divided by 37 is this. So that's the losing probability for one individual spin. But our bankroll, our initial bankroll, is 150 euro. So 150 euro can afford 4 losses. So we will lose this bankroll if we lose 4 times in a row. So if we lose spin 1 and spin 2 and spin 3 and spin 4. So that's why you see here 4, right? See, if I change this bankroll, if I change the bankroll to 10, you now see it's 1. Here, 10, 1. So if I change the bankroll to 150, then this changes to 4, right? Here, 150, 4. Okay, so now you need to calculate the probability to lose 4 times in a row. So this to the power 4 is this, 6.95%. So here is again the opposite. 1 minus this gives this, and that's the winning probability. And to not lose 4 times in a row is 93.05%. But that's the probability to win 1 time 10 euro. But you want to win 15 times 10 euro. And you want to win 150 euro. So 15 times 10 euro. This, right, to the power 15 is this. So 33.92%. Another example, I want to profit 70 euro with an initial bankroll of 150 euro. You need to know the losing probability, you need to calculate the losing probability for one individual spin. 19 divided by 37 is this. So this to the power 4 is this. That's the losing probability. We want the winning probability. So 1 minus this is this. This is the probability to win 1 time 10 euro. We want to win 7 times 10 euro, 70 euro. So this to the power 7 is this. Now the winning probability is 60.38%. So we have 60.38% probability to win 70 euro with an initial bankroll of 150 euro, and when we martingale the even money outside bet. Another example, we change the bankroll to, let's say we have a bankroll of 630 euro and we try to profit, 100 euro. So how do you calculate this? You need to calculate the losing probability for one individual spin. At 19 divided by 37, 51.35%. Now we lose this bankroll when we lose 6 times in a row. Right? So here, this bankroll, 6. If we lose 6 times in a row, we lose the bankroll. So this is now 6. Losing probability for one individual spin to the power 6, and because there are 6 spins, is 1.83%. We want the winning probability, so 98.17%. And this is the probability to win 1 time 10 euro. We want to win 10 times 10 euro. So this to the power 10 is this, 83.11%. You want to calculate this for, let's say, the 9 streets. The bet amount, initial bet amount is 9. 9 times 1 euro. This we need to change to 4, and the multiplier is 4. So we get the correct bet amounts. We win €3. Let's say now the initial bankroll is €765 here, €765, and we try to double the bankroll, so 765, 255 times €3. Now we need to change this. Now we lose with 10 numbers, and not 19, with 10 numbers. So you need to change this to 10, bang, and now again you get the winning probability. So you have 25.56% probability to double the bankroll with 9 streets Martingale. And what if we try to win €99? 83.82%. Again, how do you calculate this? You need the losing probability for one individual independent spin. So we lose with 10 numbers. 10 divided by 37 is this, 27.03%. We lose at the bankroll, we lose €765 when we lose 4 times in a row. You see here? Here you see 4. This to the power 4 is this, 0.53%. We want the winning probability, so 1 minus this gives this. This is the probability to win one time €3, but we want to win 33 times €3 because the profit target is €99. So this to the power 33 is this, 83.82%. Let's say your bankroll is €4,000, and then you look, okay, which bankroll is the closest to my €4,000? This here. So you fill in 3,069. And now, guys, we will take a look at Martingale calculator 2. Right, so it's the same here, and you see here at the Martingale for the even money outside bet. So again, we win. When we win €10. So multiplier is 2. Profit target is 10. And here you say, okay, I want 48% winning probability. So now you will change this winning probability. So you want, let's say, 48% winning probability. I want a bankroll which can afford one level. With other words, €10. True, and you can do it with an initial bankroll of €10. So yes, here, true, yes, you will have 48% winning probability to win €10 with an initial bankroll of €10. So now you say, hey, I want 50% winning probability. And now you can see false, you cannot do it. I need to increase the steps. Let's say to 2. So with other words, here you see 2. So with the bankroll, initial bankroll of €30, yes, you will have 50% probability to win €10 with an initial bankroll of €30. So this Martingale calculator works the other way around. And so you want a certain winning probability to win a certain profit target. And then it will check if you can do it with a certain initial bankroll. But this was for the even money outside bet, so you can do the same for 9 streets Martingale. Initial bet is €9, changes to 4, and then you get the correct bet levels. When you win €3. We lose with 10 numbers. Let's say I want 80% probability to win €99 with a bankroll that can afford 4 losses in a row. So with other words, €765. And as you can see, true, it's doable. So with an initial bankroll of €765, you will have at least 80% probability to win 99 euro. And now, okay, if you do not have an Excel sheet, how do you calculate this? So you first calculate again the losing probability for one individual spin. We lose with 10 numbers. There are 37 roulette numbers. 10 divided by 37 is this, 27.03%. That's the real losing probability for one individual spin. You want 80% winning probability. So you start with this and you want to profit 99 euro. So that's 33 times 3 euro. So that's the profit ratio, right? That's what you see here again, the profit ratio. So you take the PR root, the nth root, so the PR root of this. So you take the 33 root of this. And then you get this here, 99.33%. That's the opposite, 0.67% here, right? And now we take the L root of this. This is L. So here, 4. And so you lose this bankroll when you lose 4 times in a row. So here, 4, you see? 4. You take the L root of this. Right, so the 4 root of this gives this 28.65% losing probability for one individual spin. The real losing probability for one spin is 27.03%. But you can afford a losing probability of 28.65%. So there's no problem, right? So that's why it's true. If we increase this to 90%, you see then it's false. Because here our losing probability is lower than the true losing probability per spin. It cannot be lower than this. So yeah, guys, I think it's very cool. Now you can just calculate everything you want. Very important, it works only for Martingale. Anyway, thank you AVGenX for your question, and I hope I've answered all your questions.